So a lot of changes are happening in the Indian automotive industry, and a lot of changes are happening specifically in the tire industry itself. And to talk about that, I have the man, Mr. Vijay Kumar, Technical Director, JK Tires, with me. Welcome to the discussion, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So let's just dive in straight to the questions. So there has been a fairly rise in demand when it comes to the electric vehicles. How has the things changed? Has the demand for electric tires, EV tires specifically, has it gone up in the latest sometime?
Yes, yes. I'm sure you're aware that EVs are they require a specific and different technology tires. But EVs being very torque centric, that means torques are very high, and therefore they're noiseless. So you need tires which can withstand those high torques, high heavy weight of the vehicle, and also are low noise because there's no sound. So the technology has developed for EV tires, and a lot of, I would say, gradually demand has grown. And I think, as you heard, Nitin Gadkari ji, a lot of movement has happened in buses, for example. EV buses has taken a very big share in the bus segment, and and we have special products developed for EV vehicle, whether it's car or buses or two, three wheeler, and a lot of demand is there, and we have a large share. Touchwood, we were the first mover in a way in EV tire technology. So almost 60 to 70% of the EV buses in big cities today, we have our tires. Similarly, in the case of two-wheeler, three-wheeler, which is a very big growing segment, we have a very large contingent. So, of course, as a new technology comes up, the demand grows, and of course, but you have to be ready with technology, and you have to be ready with the right products. So that's there.
So since you mentioned that you have a huge share in the bus, specifically in the bus EV buses segment, can you put down some numbers to really?
I cannot give you offhand numbers, but I can share with you later. But I know our share is pretty large, 60, 70%. We are like, if you see Delhi versus JBM, for example, we are almost pretty close to 100%. So, and also because we are not only offering EV specific tires, we also offer something called as sensors. So we have embedded sensors in our tubeless tires, which are supporting in terms of TPMS, which is tire pressure, tire temperature and pressure monitoring system. So that helps in terms of better life of tire, safety of tire, efficiency of tire. So that also we have a separate division in our company which manufactures sensors. So we are not only supplying these EV tires but also sensors. And yes, but exact number, I can give you later.
So with the production of tires overall going up, more tires are getting produced. So there is a huge, basically, need of the hour for recycling and end of life management. So are there any specific initiatives that JK Tires is taking up to make this happen, or maybe in a later stage?
Yes, see uh, as you know, you're right. End of life tires is a challenge also. Fortunately for our country, just to inform you that in our country there is practically no waste. As you know, as a country, as an ecosystem, there is no waste. But what we as industry and as association and as government, we are trying to do is avoid wrong use of scrap tires or end of life tires, and that's why there is a EPR regime came, if you are aware, extended producer responsibility, and I'm very happy to tell you I'm representing industry, and I'm also chairman of the ELT wing in our industry, and we are working with Ministry of Environment to create regulations and systems, also with the Central Pollution Control Board. So a lot of work is happening on recycling. So we are supporting recycling. We are helping and we are using where there is a good recycled material. But this is a area which needs a lot of technology development and lot of proper use of and proper generation of recycled material. So that is not there. But yes, recycling is happening in a very, very large scale. But there is no technology yet in the country which can recycle and create a product which can be put back into tire. But there are other things like reclaiming a rubber, creating, creating, I would say, devulcanized rubber, or creating some crumb rubber by crushing, like Gadkarji said about putting that crumb rubber, in road construction. So same thing we do also, some quantity we use in tires. So a lot of effort is going on in recycling industry. We are supporting, we are developing technologies, we are developing applications so that gradually this can get enhanced. Of course, it's part of circular economy. If you know, it's important for, and I talked about sustainability and environment protection. So this is an essential subject, and yes, we are working very aggressively. We are also developing some new technology, which I will share when we are ready.
I was just about to really ask that question. If you're working on any future technologies to make tires
Yes,
more efficient
we are
in a way.
working on that. But please understand there are certain things which are IP related, so we have to be a little bit, because a lot of work is happening in this direction, and some interesting work is happening. Touch wood, and I think hopefully, as they say, inshallah, we'll come up with some good information.
So a lot of interesting work is happening in the tire development and technologies. So that leads me to my next question. So there is a huge demand for second-hand or used car tires or vehicle tires in the Indian market. Is this how do you really look at it from your position?
See, this is a very big pain point for us as industry, because you see what has happened is today in the country a lot of scrap tires are getting imported, and that means if you really look at it from the perspective, somebody's scrap is getting dumped into my country. So we are taking it up very strongly, because those scrap tires, part of them, unfortunately, also get sold. So which is against the principle of safety, and they are not. They, I mean, they are vulnerable to failures. So yes, that is. Uh, we don't advocate that, but at the same time, there is a lot of retrading facility for commercial tires, so they are retraded and used. There is no problem in that. Uh, and there are some scrap second-hand tires which come out of like scrap sale or scrap vehicle sale. So some usable tire which some life left. Those kind of tires are still okay and they are sold. They're useful. But I would otherwise say, because tire is a very big safety item. You see, and I shared it that we do a lot of survey all over all over the country, and including highways and all that, and we find a complete lack of awareness as far as safety is concerned. A simple thing like a tire has got something called as TWI. It's called tire wear indicator, and that means if it reaches that, and it is in 6 locations, there are a lot of pamphlet, lot of information. You can Google it. So the tire should be removed at that point of time, because after that it is unsafe. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen. People wear it right up to the last thread which is left in the tire. So we don't recommend use of second-hand tires unless they are safe.
So the import of overall used tires that we were talking about is a big safety concern.
It is a safety concern, because you see, as long as the tire is brought to what is happening, this is practically coming for recycling, and it is being used by recycling industry. So, if there are ways and means by which a tire cannot be used on road, we cannot stop that. Maybe that's a government's responsibility. So what we have proposed to the government is that we should have certain mechanism by which a tire, if it is coming, it should not be usable. It can be recycled. It should be cut or something or damaged so that nobody can use it, but they can use it for recycling. So that's something which we are working with the government. Government is fully aware of these challenges, and I'm sure sooner or later the actions will be taking place.
Uh, we were discussing about imports. Now I would like to just shift the focus to exports. What kind of export market does JK Tyre have, and which are the major importers of JK Tyres?
We are exporting, and we are exporting for many years. We are exporting to almost 100 plus countries, and including all over the world, including US and Europe, Middle East. I mean Latin America or Brazil and all that part of the world. By the way, we also have a manufacturing facility in Mexico, so we cater to US and that part of the world from that facility. And other than that, we export from India. So export is an important segment of our business, and probably almost 15 to 20% of our produce is exported. And we are focusing on that more, and we plan to expand our export portfolio in a big way.
So 15 to 20% of the
Of
overall
production.
production is exported.
Yeah.
And since you just mentioned that US is one of the key markets for
US is
for,
one of the
for,
key
for,
markets,
for
yeah.
JK Tyre, so I just want to have an idea, since the new Trump tariffs have kicked in a way, and it's impacting the overall global.
Not yet kicked in,
Up.
thankfully. But I mean,
Yes.
so,
So
this
it's
is
in talks, yeah.
something wait and watch. I'll be very honest with you. Uh, you know, at the same time, there are different, another way of looking at things, because US as a country has a huge consumption, and they don't have production. So to make sure that their mobility is safe, they will have to import. So if they import with high tariff, then somebody will pay for it. But as far as we are concerned, it is kind of a wait and watch, because what will happen on 2nd April, we don't know. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we reach there.
So we'll cross that bridge when it comes. So that leads me to my last question. What is it exactly that you think? What is your outlook on the Indian tire industry in the maybe years to come or next year?
I think Indian tire industry is poised to grow. The good thing is that Indian tire industry is spending a lot of money on R&D, a huge amount of investment, and in fact, we ourselves at JK Tyre, we have a massive state-of-the-art center of excellence, and we also have tie-up with IIT Madras, where also we have another center inside IIT. So we are, and we have also opened a center in Milan. So we are very focused on technology development and R&D. So that is essential, from a growth perspective. Looking at the country, you heard Gadkari ji that we want to be number one as far as automobile industry is concerned. So I think the auto industry will grow. We are as far as per capita, or let's say per thousand as it is measured, a number of cars or number of vehicle per thousand. So we are still pretty low, and there is a huge scope to grow, and God willing, infrastructure will also grow, as we keep hearing Nitin Gadkari ji, and he stands by his word normally. So I think tire industry is poised to grow, at least, substantial period of time, because and rightly so, because mobility is the nerve, or is the key essential part for any economy to grow. And as long as there is mobility growth, the tire industry has to grow, because it's without tire there is no mobility. So I think tire industry has a very good future.
So the tire industry has a very good future. Thank you so much, sir. It was such an insightful discussion.